The galaxy was always alive with sound. Every planet, station, and ship sent signals across the void. Traders haggled with alien voices. Explorers sent reports from distant systems. Military fleets communicated constantly, coordinating patrols and exercises. But then, in one heartbeat of the universe, Earth went silent. At first, no one noticed. Space is full of noise, and Earth had never been the loudest voice in the galaxy. But when the silence persisted for hours, then for days, panic began to ripple through alien civilizations. Satellites orbiting Earth registered no signals. Ships passing through the solar system reported no communications. Even Earth's deep space listening posts, which had always hummed with life, went dead. On the Galactic Council station, an urgent meeting was called. Delegates from hundreds of species crowded the circular chamber. Tall, spindly Veldari, known for their strict logic, buzzed nervously. The gelatinous Therax muttered in a low, vibrating tone. Even the usually calm human representatives stationed on other planets looked concerned. "Silence is dangerous," said Veldar Prime. His voice echoed like metal scraping metal. "Humans are unpredictable. If they have gone quiet, it is not by accident. Something is coming." Lyra Kess, a human admiral stationed on the patrol ship Aurora, frowned at the screen. She had been monitoring Earth's transmissions for decades. The silence was not normal. Humans were resourceful, resilient, and stubborn, but they were never reckless to the point of complete communication blackout, unless something serious was happening. Lyra leaned back in her chair, thinking. "It could be a system failure," she said cautiously, knowing her colleagues would read more into her words than she intended. "Or maybe a cyber attack. But total silence? That is something else entirely." Meanwhile, in Earth orbit, alien scout ships hovered cautiously. They expected a disaster, perhaps a planetary attack, a massive war, or a superweapon unleashed. But what they found confused them. Earth was intact. Cities glowed faintly at night, power grids appeared normal, and there were no signs of destruction. Yet no signals came from the planet. No distress calls, no defenses, no human activity. Only silence. Zarnok, a high-ranking Veldari officer, stared at the data feed. His species had conquered thousands of systems and survived wars that spanned centuries. But the human species had always been different. He had never fought humans, but he had studied them. They were clever, dangerous in ways the galaxy could not predict. And now Earth's silence made his sensors hum with unease. "They are hiding something," Zarnok said in a low growl, "or they are preparing something we cannot imagine." Back on the Aurora, Lyra gathered a small team of trusted human officers. They were the best minds in strategy, communication, and survival. The silence had a pattern, she noticed. All major communication satellites had been shut down simultaneously. No signals, not even the automated traffic beacons, were operational. Whoever had done this had extraordinary planning, and humans were known for such precision. "This is not a coincidence," Lyra said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. "Earth has a plan, and whatever it is, the galaxy will notice it soon." Hours later, the first signs of fear spread through nearby systems. Traders began canceling routes to Earth. Military fleets increased patrols near the solar system. Scientists tried to probe Earth's surface with automated drones, only to find them disabled before even leaving orbit. The galaxy began to whisper. "Humans have gone silent," one alien diplomat said nervously to another. "You know what that means, don't you?" The other nodded. "Total destruction," they whispered back. On Earth, the silence was deliberate. Humans had gone underground, not just physically, but strategically. Command centers were hidden deep within mountains, deserts, and oceans. Entire fleets of ships had been moved to secret bases scattered across the solar system. Even Earth's top scientists and engineers were part of the plan, working quietly without leaving a trace. Lyra Kess coordinated from a hidden lunar base. Holographic displays filled the room, showing grids of Earth's cities, space stations, and orbital networks. Her voice was calm, but her mind raced. "They think Earth is dead," she said to her team. They think we are gone. Good. Let them think that. It will give us an advantage. Her team worked quickly, ensuring every automated system remained dormant and every trace of human presence was hidden. Drones were stationed in orbit to intercept alien probes. Energy shields protected key facilities. Even the lunar base's power signature was disguised to look like a small, inactive asteroid. In the council chamber far from Earth, the galaxy debated their next move. Some argued for a direct assault. If humans are silent, they could be setting a trap, said one military commander. We must strike first. Others argued for caution. Humans are survivors, said another. They have never been defeated in war. They may be silent for a reason we cannot understand. We should investigate carefully. Days passed. Alien fleets assembled near the solar system, scanning, probing, and trying to force communication. Yet nothing worked. Earth remained silent. Even more disturbing, satellites that had once been used for observation began failing mysteriously. Some alien species accused each other of sabotage. The tension rose like a storm over the galaxy. Meanwhile, Lyra watched all of it unfold through secret sensors. The galaxy was panicking exactly as humans had predicted. The fear in alien voices was almost tangible, and she allowed herself a small, grim smile. Humans were always underestimated, yet always ready. Then, almost unexpectedly, a small signal appeared. Not from Earth, but from the edge of the solar system. It was weak, coded, and almost impossible to detect. Only humans could recognize it. Lyra's eyes widened as she read the message. A single word appeared on her screen. Countdown. No explanation, no coordinates, just a timer ticking down, precise to the second. Lyra felt a chill run down her spine. The galaxy would see this signal, soon. Some would panic. Others would try to act rashly. And humans had already prepared. She turned to her team. Everything we've done has led to this moment, she said. The galaxy will watch Earth's silence and assume we are helpless. They are wrong. They never understand humans until it's too late. Across the galaxy, alien diplomats began to interpret the silence in their own way. Traders whispered of hidden weapons, generals feared unknown tactics, scientists wondered if Earth had collapsed under its own technology. Every interpretation was wrong, but every interpretation increased the tension. In orbit, a Veldari scout ship scanned Earth one last time before retreating. The humans are dead, its captain reported. There is nothing, no activity, only silence. But in truth, nothing could be farther from the truth. Humans were alive, hidden and ready. Every city, every base, every hidden station was humming with life and preparation. They were watching, waiting. And when the galaxy reacted, humans would show why silence was more powerful than war. The countdown continued, silent but unstoppable. And as Lyra watched, she realized the galaxy would soon learn a lesson it could never forget. When humans go silent, it is never because they are defeated. It is because they are preparing. And whatever comes next will be extraordinary. The galaxy held its breath. Earth was silent, but it was alive. And in that silence, humans waited for the perfect moment to remind the galaxy why no one should underestimate them. The silence from Earth had shaken the galaxy. Rumors spread like fire through the galactic networks. Some species feared a hidden weapon. Others feared human ingenuity itself. Traders canceled routes. Military fleets moved into position near the solar system. Scientists and diplomats debated endlessly, but no one had answers. Alien envoys finally decided they could wait no longer. A fleet of reconnaissance ships assembled near Earth, sleek vessels from multiple civilizations. They carried the best. Sensors, the sharpest minds, and weapons that could destroy a city in seconds. Yet even as they approached, a feeling of unease ran through their crews. Something was off. Something was human. High above Earth, the alien ships held their positions. They scanned the planet's surface. Cities were lit, infrastructure intact, but not a single human signal responded. Not one. No communications. No automated systems. Even Earth's orbiting satellites once teeming with data were strangely dormant. It was as if the planet itself had gone to sleep. Zarnok, the Veldari envoy, narrowed his eyes at the readings. "This is not a failure," he said to his team. "This is a design. Earth has hidden itself completely. They are watching, but we cannot see them." On the Aurora, Admiral Lyra Kess monitored the alien approach. She allowed the aliens to think. They had the upper hand. She enjoyed this moment. Humans had a history of being underestimated, and the galaxy had done it again. It was the perfect stage for the human mind to act. Lyra opened a secure communication channel to her hidden network across the solar system. "The fleet is in position," she said calmly. "Remember, no direct contact. Let them explore. Let them feel their assumptions are correct." Her team worked in silence, coordinating automated defenses and monitoring alien systems. Every probe the aliens sent toward Earth was intercepted, analyzed and neutralized without leaving a trace. Even their most sophisticated sensors were fooled. Humans had prepared for this moment for years. Meanwhile, alien envoys sent small drones into the atmosphere, hoping to collect data. They expected resistance, but instead found intricate puzzles, security systems unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. One puzzle would require decoding a complex energy matrix. Another relied on pattern recognition based on human history and culture. "This is a test," Zarnok realized. "They want us to solve something before we can reach them, and I fear what will happen if we fail." Back in the lunar base, Lyra smiled at the reports. "They are learning the first lesson," she said. "Humans leave nothing to chance. We control every outcome." In the council chambers of the Galactic Alliance, tension rose. Delegates argued over the correct response. Some advocated for immediate attack. "If humans have weapons, they will strike first," one general warned. Others urged caution. "We cannot even locate them. We are blind. Strike and we may destroy nothing or provoke disaster." The council grid displayed real-time updates from Earth's orbit. Every attempt by alien drones to access cities or power grids failed. Every probe was neutralized or misled. Humans were everywhere, yet nowhere to be seen. The galaxy began to realize that Earth's silence was not a weakness, it was a message. In orbit, one alien ship finally discovered a faint energy signal beneath the Sahara Desert. It was subtle, almost invisible among the planet's natural energy emissions. The crew sent a probe to investigate, and for the first time a real piece of the puzzle appeared. A hidden underground facility, shielded by an energy field. Zarnok's eyes widened. "Only humans could hide something like this," he said. "They do not fight like other species. They manipulate the battlefield before we even see it." The aliens tried to penetrate the energy shield. Their most advanced technology failed. Drones melted or vanished, leaving behind no trace of tampering. Panic began to spread among the fleet. Some species accused each other of sabotage, while others simply stared at Earth, unsure of what to do next. Inside the facility, humans moved efficiently. Engineers checked the shielding, ensuring it remained undetectable to alien sensors. Soldiers trained in silence, running simulations of every possible scenario. Scientists monitored energy outputs from hidden devices, all connected to a master plan no one outside Earth could comprehend. Lyra Kess stood at the center of it all, analyzing the incoming data. She was calm, composed, and confident. "They think we are vulnerable," she said to her team. "Let them think that. Every step they take brings them closer to understanding why humans are not to be underestimated." The alien fleet attempted communication again, broadcasting messages across multiple frequencies. They offered diplomacy, friendship, even threats. But Earth did not respond. Humans had blocked all channels, allowing only a single cryptic transmission to slip through, one that only other humans could understand. This transmission contained only a single word: countdown. It showed the timer, precise to the second. It was impossible to know what it counted down to, but the message was clear. The galaxy needed to act quickly, or face consequences. Zarnok realized that the countdown was deliberate. Humans were experts in psychological warfare as well as physical strategy. "They are teaching us," he said to his crew. "They are showing us the power of silence and patience, and it terrifies me." The aliens began decoding Earth's hidden systems. One by one, they discovered puzzles embedded in the cities and communication networks. Each puzzle required intelligence, creativity, and patience to solve. Most alien species had never faced challenges like this. Many gave up, thinking the systems were meaningless. But Zarnok pressed on, determined to prove his species' superiority. Hours turned into days. Aliens worked tirelessly, yet the solutions remained just out of reach. Some drones managed to collect fragments of data, showing hidden chambers and complex machinery, but nothing complete. The galaxy began to whisper rumors. Earth had prepared for centuries. Humans had built defenses, networks, and devices that no one could fully comprehend. On the lunar base, Lyra monitored every move. "They think they are discovering us," she said quietly. "But they are only discovering what we allow them to see. Every step is part of the plan." As the countdown approached its final hours, tension in the galaxy reached its peak. Alien fleets argued over whether to attack, wait, or retreat. Diplomats tried to broker peace, while military leaders feared provocation. Every species sensed the same thing. Something extraordinary was about to happen, and it involved humans. Then, without warning, the first small signs of human presence appeared. Not on Earth, but in orbit, in hidden stations and asteroid bases. Small human teams moved with precision, sabotaging rogue satellites, diverting dangerous asteroids, and secretly ensuring that alien ships were safe from accidents. Humans were invisible, yet their influence spread across the solar system. Zarnok and the other envoys were stunned. "They are everywhere," he whispered. "And yet, they remain unseen. How is this possible?" Lyra smiled faintly as she watched the alien reactions. Humans had achieved what no other species could. They had made the galaxy afraid, curious, and respectful, all without firing a single shot. Every move was calculated, every action invisible, every perception controlled. The aliens were forced to acknowledge the truth. Earth's silence was not weakness, it was mastery. And in the council chambers across the galaxy, voices trembled. "Humans are not just survivors," one delegate said. "They are strategists. They are masters of patience. And they have prepared for something we cannot even imagine." The countdown continued. The galaxy waited, fearful and unsure. And humans, hidden across their solar system, watched with quiet satisfaction. They had shown the first part of their power, not through weapons but through intellect, strategy, and control. The investigation had begun. The galaxy would learn the hard way that when humans go silent, it is never because they are defeated. It is because they are ready. And whatever comes next will change the balance of power forever. Lyra Kess closed her eyes for a moment. The next phase of the plan was about to begin. The aliens would not see it coming. Humans had set the stage perfectly, and the galaxy had walked right into it. Earth was still silent. But the truth was far from hidden. Humans were everywhere. The galaxy had waited for days, staring at a silent Earth. The council had debated, fleets had hovered, and envoys had scrambled for answers. Yet no one had discovered the truth. Humans were everywhere, and they had been watching the galaxy all along. In orbit around Jupiter, a small human fleet moved silently. Ships of every size and purpose slipped through hidden asteroid fields invisible to alien sensors. Engineers monitored each vessel, making sure they remained undetected. Soldiers practiced maneuvers in zero-gravity training simulations, anticipating every possible move of the alien fleets. Admiral Lyra Kess stood on the bridge of the command ship Lunar Sentinel, her eyes scanning the holographic display of the solar system. Hidden human bases blinked on her screen like tiny stars, each carefully shielded. The aliens believed Earth was abandoned, but in truth, humans had spread like a shadow across the entire system. "This is it," she said softly to her officers. "They think we are gone. They think we are weak. They are wrong. The galaxy is about to learn the truth." On the council stations far from the solar system, panic and uncertainty had reached a peak. Alien species that had once dismissed humans as primitive now feared them. Reports from the reconnaissance fleet described hidden devices, invisible ships, and inexplicable phenomena around Earth. "What are they planning?" one diplomat asked, voice trembling. "Are we too late?" Zarnok, the Veldari envoy, paced nervously. "I warned you," he said. "Humans are clever. They do not fight like us, they do not react like us, and they never reveal their plans until it is too late." Meanwhile, small groups of humans began appearing in strategic locations across the solar system. They did not attack. They did not demand attention. They acted like ghosts, solving problems before anyone even noticed. A massive asteroid veered off course, threatening a nearby human mining colony. Within minutes, hidden ships redirected it safely into the sun. A rogue satellite was about to collide with an alien freighter. Human drones intercepted it silently, leaving no trace. Across the galaxy, alien fleets reported these strange occurrences. Ships and stations that were supposed to be at risk remained safe. Communications disrupted by the silence of Earth began receiving mysterious warnings, just in time to prevent disaster. Slowly, the pattern became clear. Humans were not absent. They were orchestrating events from the shadows. In a hidden lunar base, Lyra convened a council of human commanders. Holographic projections showed alien fleet movements and planetary systems in crisis. Every move was calculated, every intervention timed to perfection. "We do not reveal ourselves yet," Lyra instructed. "The galaxy must see what they fear. Humans are invisible, unpredictable, and unstoppable. They must learn that Earth's silence is a signal, not a weakness." Her team nodded, understanding the gravity of the mission. Humans had always been underestimated. Time and again, the galaxy had dismissed their capabilities. Now, the silent response would show the full extent of human ingenuity. The first real confrontation came near Saturn. An alien scouting fleet attempted to probe a hidden human station in the rings. The aliens believed they could outmaneuver human defenses with speed and numbers. What they did not know was that humans had anticipated this exact move. Hidden in the icy rings were hundreds of tiny stealth drones. They surrounded the alien fleet without detection, interfering with sensors, redirecting energy readings, and creating illusions of phantom ships. The alien commanders saw fleets appearing and disappearing, systems failing without explanation. Panic spread among their crews. Zarnok observed the scene from his command ship. "Impossible," he muttered. "They are everywhere, and yet we see nothing. How is this possible?" On the ground, humans remained calm. Lyra watched the holographic display, a faint smile on her face. "They cannot comprehend our methods," she said. "That is why humans survive. That is why humans are feared. And that is why Earth's silence is so powerful." As the alien fleet struggled, a new pattern emerged. Small, calculated interventions by humans continued across the solar system. A damaged comet was diverted from colliding with Mars. Energy surges threatening to destroy communication relays were neutralized. Even alien ships caught in unstable orbit were guided to safety, all without revealing human presence. The galaxy began to notice. Alien scientists tried to understand the phenomena. Generals debated whether humans were protecting them or manipulating them. Traders whispered that Earth's silence was part of a much larger plan. Fear and awe spread in equal measure. In HFY, the secret bases on Titan, Lyra and her team prepared for the next phase. "The galaxy must feel our influence," she said. "They must see that humans are everywhere, not to dominate, but to protect and to show that underestimating us is dangerous." Small holographic screens lit the room with alien reports. Ships that should have crashed survived. Fleets that should have collided remained intact. Systems that should have failed operated perfectly. Every intervention was precise, calculated, and invisible. Humans were the unseen hand guiding the solar system, and the galaxy noticed. Back on the council, Station's panic turned to curiosity. Aliens began to speculate. Why were humans acting? Were they benevolent, or was this the beginning of a galactic takeover? No one knew, and that was exactly what humans wanted. Then came the first public demonstration. A Veldari transport ship, carrying diplomats to a nearby system, entered an asteroid field and became trapped. Alien sensors could not detect safe paths. The transport faced destruction. In the shadows, humans acted. Stealth ships emerged, invisible to all sensors. Using precise calculations, they guided the transport through the asteroids, leaving no trace. When the Veldari crew reached safety, they saw only faint flashes of light and heard nothing. No humans were present. Zarnok felt both relief and dread. "They saved us," he muttered. "And yet I fear them more than ever. They do not reveal themselves. They control everything. We are at their mercy without knowing it." Lyra observed the report and nodded. "Exactly," she said. "This is the point. Humans are everywhere. We act, we protect, we remain unseen. The galaxy must understand that silence does not mean weakness. The aliens could not ignore it. The rumors and reports spread quickly. Humans were no longer just survivors. They were problem solvers, strategists, and protectors of the solar system. Yet their motives remained a mystery. Every action was deliberate, every intervention hidden. The galaxy could only guess at their intentions. Lyra turned to her officers. "Next, we reveal ourselves in a controlled way," she said. "Not all at once, but in moments that will leave them in awe. Humans are not just survivors, they are extraordinary. They must see that." Small human teams began to appear briefly to alien sensors, performing daring rescues or interventions in situations that seemed impossible. Fleets witnessed ships saved from impossible collisions. Colonies were protected from natural disasters. Communications that should have failed were restored in moments. And yet every time humans vanished before they could be seen clearly. The effect was electric. Across the galaxy, aliens began to speak of humans differently. Fear mixed with admiration. "We cannot predict them," one Veldari commander said. "We cannot outmaneuver them. They are everywhere yet nowhere, and we are powerless to stop them." In the hidden lunar base, Lyra Kess allowed herself a small smile. Humans had achieved what no species could: absolute influence without aggression, total control without revealing themselves. The galaxy had begun to understand the true meaning of HFY. Humans were clever, adaptable, and unmatched in strategy. The countdown continued quietly in the background, a subtle reminder that the galaxy had been misled. Earth's silence had been deliberate. Humans had shown their presence without revealing themselves. And when the time came for full revelation, the galaxy would see humans as they had never seen themselves before. Unstoppable, brilliant, and everywhere. For now, the galaxy only saw fragments, miracles in isolation, unexplained interventions, and the shadow of human power. But the stage was set. When humans finally revealed themselves, there would be no doubt. Zarnok's voice trembled as he observed the solar system again. "We have underestimated them for centuries," he whispered. "And now, they are everywhere." Lyra Kess looked at the holographic map of the solar system, her finger tracing the hidden human bases and fleets. "And they will never underestimate us again," she said. The galaxy had been warned. Humans were not gone. Humans were everywhere. And when the final phase began, every species would understand why Earth's silence had meant total destruction, if they had challenged it. For now, humans remained hidden, patient, and perfectly prepared. The galaxy had only glimpsed the first layer of human strategy. The full power of their ingenuity and planning was yet to be revealed. The galaxy had begun to notice something extraordinary. Humans were everywhere, yet nowhere to be seen. Ships were saved at the last moment. Catastrophes were averted in ways no species could explain. Alien fleets whispered in fear and awe. They were starting to understand the truth. Earth's silence was not weakness. It was strategy. Admiral Lyra Kess stood in the command center of the Lunar Sentinel. Holographic maps displayed the movements of every alien fleet near the solar system. Humans were orchestrating every event with precision, using their hidden stations across the planets, moons, and asteroid fields. "This is the moment," Lyra said to her officers. "We show the galaxy what humans are capable of. Not through war, but through action, through intelligence, through control." Her team nodded, ready. Humans had prepared for centuries to survive in a hostile galaxy. Every base, every ship, every drone had a purpose. And now the galaxy would see humans not as a species to be underestimated, but as a force of nature, unpredictable, brilliant, and unstoppable. The first demonstration began near Saturn. An alien research fleet had become trapped in a region of unstable asteroids. Sensors could not guide them safely. Alien commanders panicked. Ships collided in simulations. Predictions failed, and crews began to evacuate. From hidden positions, human drones activated. Using precise calculations and artificial intelligence systems far beyond anything the aliens had seen, the drones moved asteroids, cleared paths, and guided ships safely through the chaos. To the aliens, it seemed like miracles. Ships that should have been destroyed were unharmed. Crews stared at their instruments, unable to explain how the danger had disappeared. Zarnok, observing from a Veldari battleship, clenched his claws in frustration. "They are everywhere," he said, "and yet we cannot see them. How can a species operate like this? How can they manipulate events without revealing themselves?" Meanwhile, on the lunar base, Lyra watched the outcome with satisfaction. "They are learning," she said. "Every intervention teaches the galaxy a lesson. Humans are not to be underestimated, and they do not reveal themselves until the moment is right." The next intervention occurred near Mars. A rogue comet had broken from its orbit and was heading toward a small human colony on Phobos. Alien monitoring stations detected it, but no one could stop it. The comet was too large, moving too fast, and approaching a crowded area. Hidden human stations activated specialized gravity devices, invisible to alien sensors. The comet's trajectory shifted, moving it safely past Mars and into a harmless orbit around Jupiter. The colony remained unharmed, and no one outside the human network noticed anything. The galaxy began to see a pattern. Humans were saving lives and preventing disasters, not for recognition, but because they had the skill, the knowledge, and the foresight. Their actions were deliberate, precise, and invisible. In a secure room on the Lunar Sentinel, Lyra convened her commanders for the next phase. "It is time," she said. "The galaxy must witness our presence in a controlled way. They must see humans not as a threat to be feared, but as a force that acts with intelligence and purpose." The first controlled reveal happened near the edge of the asteroid belt. A human team deployed to rescue a stranded alien freighter. The freighter had been caught in a gravity anomaly, drifting toward destruction. Human ships emerged suddenly, perfectly timed. Using precise calculations and synchronized maneuvers, they guided the freighter to safety. The alien crew saw the ships for only moments, sleek, human-designed vessels, and then they vanished without a trace. The effect was electrifying. Fear, mixed with awe. Aliens whispered to each other. Humans were real. Humans were active. And humans were extraordinary. Zarnok recorded the events in shock. "They are not just survivors," he said. "They are strategists, problem solvers. They control situations we cannot predict, and they do it everywhere at the same time." Across the galaxy, reports spread. Traders and explorers began sharing stories of miraculous human interventions. Colonies that had been threatened by natural disasters survived. Fleets trapped by unforeseen obstacles were freed. Communication networks were restored just in time to prevent crises. Humans were everywhere, but no one knew where. In the hidden lunar base, Lyra prepared the final stage. The countdown continued in the background, subtle but unwavering. The galaxy had been misled into believing Earth was helpless. Humans were about to reveal the final demonstration of strategy, the event that would prove their intelligence, planning, and power. The final demonstration involved multiple star systems. A supernova had been predicted near a cluster of inhabited planets. Alien scientists knew it would destroy entire colonies, wiping out billions. But humans had anticipated this centuries ago. Hidden human bases activated gravitational stabilizers and energy deflectors. The star's explosion was redirected, controlled, and channeled into safe patterns. Planets were unharmed. Energy waves that could have destroyed communications and satellites were neutralized. Entire systems were preserved, without anyone outside. The human network noticing the intervention. Across the galaxy, alien fleets reported the anomaly. Scientists were stunned. Generals were baffled. Diplomats whispered in fear. Humans had controlled an event that could have ended life in multiple star systems. And yet there was no destruction, only invisible guidance, only precision, only intelligence. Zarnok's voice trembled as he spoke to his crew. They have saved billions of lives, and we do not even know where they are. They are everywhere, yet invisible. How can a species operate on this level? Lyra watched the reports and allowed herself a rare moment of pride. Humans had accomplished what no other species could. They had influenced the galaxy without aggression, manipulated events without revealing themselves, and demonstrated their superiority in intelligence and strategy. The council convened to discuss the events. Alien delegates were in awe and fear. Some argued humans were benevolent protectors. Others feared their power and unpredictability. Every voice acknowledged the same fact. Humans were extraordinary. They were not to be underestimated. Lyra knew the final phase was near. Humans had revealed themselves in small, controlled ways. The galaxy had seen their power, intelligence, and strategy. The next step would be the ultimate demonstration, one that would leave no doubt about the true capabilities of Earth's people. In the shadows, human teams prepared. Ships, bases, and stations activated simultaneously, each ready to execute the final stage. Every detail had been calculated, every risk accounted for. The galaxy had been shown glimpses of human mastery, but the grand reveal was imminent. The key countdown ticked on. Every second brought the galaxy closer to the moment humans would step fully into the light. Alien species braced themselves, unsure whether to expect peace, destruction, or something beyond comprehension. Lyra addressed her commanders one last time. "The galaxy has learned our lesson," she said. "They have seen what we can do, and when the final moment comes, they will understand why Earth's silence meant total destruction if they had challenged it. But humanity does not seek unnecessary war. We act with intelligence, with foresight, and with purpose." The galaxy had been warned. The humans had demonstrated patience, strategy, and mastery over situations no other species could control. Now all that remained was the final act, the event that would cement humans as the ultimate problem solvers and guardians of their solar system. Hidden human ships moved into position, ready to coordinate with orbital defenses and planetary stabilizers. Human bases monitored the galaxy, watching alien fleets react to the subtle manipulations that would come next. Every moment was precise, every action deliberate, every outcome controlled. For now, the galaxy marveled and feared. Humans had revealed their power without fighting a single battle. They had saved lives, controlled disasters, and shown intelligence far beyond expectation. But the full magnitude of their abilities was yet to be seen. Lyra Kess looked at the holographic display of the solar system one last time. "We are ready," she said. "The galaxy will never forget this day, and they will never underestimate humans again." Earth had been silent, and in that silence, humans had acted everywhere, unseen but undeniable. The countdown had reached its final hours. Across the galaxy, alien fleets hovered near the solar system, bracing for an event they could not comprehend. Fear and awe mixed in equal measure. They had seen glimpses of human power, miraculous interventions, invisible rescues, and controlled disasters. But now they expected something far greater. On the lunar sentinel, Admiral Lyra Kess stood before the holographic display of the solar system. Her team was ready. Every hidden base, every station, every ship was in position. Humans were about to reveal themselves in a controlled, precise way that would leave the galaxy in shock. "Remember," Lyra said, her voice calm but firm, "we are not here to destroy. We are here to show. The galaxy must understand that humans are not to be underestimated. Every move, every action, every intervention is part of the message." Across the solar system, human fleets activated stealth protocols and energy shields, emerging in hidden positions without being detected. Small interventions began simultaneously. Asteroids were redirected, satellites stabilized, and orbital anomalies corrected. To the aliens, it seemed like miracles, but this time, humans were preparing to appear in ways that could not be ignored. Near Mars, a stranded alien colony was in danger from a sudden solar flare. Human ships appeared in orbit, guiding protective energy shields to cover the colony. Alien sensors detected the shields forming and dissipating, leaving crews amazed and terrified. The humans vanished before any visual confirmation, leaving only the effect behind. "Impossible," muttered Zarnok. "They are everywhere. They manipulate every event. And yet we cannot see them." The first full revelation came when a fleet of human ships appeared near Jupiter's moons. Unlike the fleeting interventions before, these ships were visible and undeniable. Sleek, powerful vessels glided in formation, their designs unique and unmistakably human. Alien fleets froze in place, unsure whether to attack or flee. Lyra addressed. The fleet threw a universal broadcast, her voice calm and authoritative. "We are humans. We have observed your fear, your caution, and your assumptions. The galaxy has underestimated us for centuries. Today you see why Earth's silence was never weakness. Humans are everywhere, acting with intelligence, foresight, and purpose. We protect, we strategize, and we survive. But we will not be underestimated." The message reverberated across alien communication networks. Shock spread like wildfire. Some species bowed in respect. Others trembled in fear. Every fleet, every station, every council chamber understood one thing: humans were extraordinary. Next, humans orchestrated a series of coordinated interventions across multiple systems. A rogue comet threatened a cluster of planets, including colonies from alien species. Hidden human ships adjusted the comet's trajectory, saving billions of lives. Satellites and space stations on the verge of destruction were stabilized. Energy anomalies in distant systems were corrected. Every action demonstrated humans' unmatched intelligence, strategy, and control. Zarnok watched helplessly as humans moved like ghosts across the solar system. "They are not just survivors," he said. "They are masters of every challenge. They control what we cannot even predict." The climax approached. A supernova had been predicted near a densely inhabited cluster of stars. Alien scientists estimated total destruction within hours. Entire civilizations would be wiped out. But humans had planned for this long ago. Hidden bases activated gravitational stabilizers and energy deflectors, channeling the star's energy safely into space. Planets were unharmed, colonies untouched, communication networks intact. The galaxy witnessed an event that could have ended life in multiple star systems, and yet nothing was destroyed. Across the council chambers, delegates struggled to comprehend what had just occurred. "They have saved billions of lives," one diplomat said in disbelief, "and yet we do not even know where they are. Humans are everywhere, yet unseen. How is this possible?" Lyra Kess watched the reports with quiet satisfaction. Humans had achieved what no other species could: control without aggression, mastery without exposure, and influence without domination. Every species that had underestimated humans now realized their mistake. In the final stage, humans allowed limited visual contact with alien fleets. Ships emerged in formation near Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter, visible to every sensor in the system. Humans did not attack. They did not threaten. They only demonstrated their presence, their organization, and their unparalleled ability to solve crises. The effect was immediate. Alien commanders lowered weapons, unsure whether to trust or fear. Diplomats rushed to communicate, seeking understanding. Scientists scrambled to analyze every detail of human technology and strategy. The galaxy was unified in a single realization. Humans were not just survivors. They were extraordinary problem solvers, strategists, and protectors. Lyra addressed the Council through the Universal Network. We are humans. We have acted to protect, to guide, and to survive. We do not seek conquest or unnecessary war, but we will act when needed. The galaxy has seen our power. Remember this. Underestimating humans is dangerous. Respect our intelligence, value our purpose, and above all understand that silence does not mean weakness. The Council listened in stunned silence. Zarnak could only nod, humbled. We have misjudged them, he admitted. They are not just clever. They are extraordinary. And we are fortunate that their actions protect life, not destroy it. Human teams then began to coordinate with alien fleets and colonies, sharing knowledge where it was needed. Systems previously at risk were stabilized. Communication networks strengthened. Trade routes restored. Aliens realized that humans had not only saved lives, but had also created a framework for cooperation that could last centuries. The galaxy had changed. Fear was replaced by respect. Doubt turned into admiration. Humans had shown the ultimate lesson. Survival, intelligence, and foresight were more powerful than aggression, weapons, or numbers. On Earth, hidden in secret lunar bases, Mars stations, and deep space facilities, humans celebrated quietly. They had acted without aggression, influenced without exposure, and taught the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. Lyra Kess looked at the holographic map of the solar system one last time. Every hidden station, every fleet, every intervention had been successful. The galaxy had seen humans at their best, clever, strategic, and everywhere. The galaxy will never underestimate us again, she said softly. Humans are not just survivors. We are the ultimate problem solvers. And in that moment, the silence that had once terrified the galaxy finally made sense. It was never about defeat. It was never about destruction. It was about control, strategy, and preparation. Humans had gone silent not because they were gone, but because they had been ready all along. The Council convened once more, this time to acknowledge the human presence formally. Treaties were drafted, alliances reshaped. Every species understood that humans had earned their place not through aggression, but through intellect, foresight, and extraordinary skill. Zarnak, once filled with fear, now bowed in respect. We have witnessed the impossible, he said. Humans have saved lives, prevented disasters, and shown mastery over events we could not control. They are extraordinary. Lyra Kess allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had revealed itself, on its own terms. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Earth had spoken without a sound. And the message was clear. Humans were not to be trifled with. The final report came in from deep space monitoring stations. The galaxy was safe. Every threatened system stabilized. Every alien fleet unharmed. Every civilization preserved. Humans had demonstrated their power, intelligence, and foresight, and had done so without firing a single shot. In the command center, Lyra turned to her team. This is only the beginning, she said. The galaxy now respects humans. But we will always act with intelligence, with purpose, and with foresight. That is what makes us humans. That is why Earth's silence meant total destruction, if anyone had dared to challenge it. Across the solar system, hidden bases deactivated stealth protocols. Ships returned to safe positions. Systems resumed normal operation. Humans had acted, demonstrated, and retreated, all without exposing unnecessary risk. The galaxy had seen the power of patience, strategy, and intelligence. The final message was simple, broadcasted to every alien species. Humans were everywhere. Humans were extraordinary, And humans were not to be underestimated. Silence had been their greatest weapon, and now the galaxy knew its meaning. Earth had been quiet. The galaxy had feared destruction, and humans had delivered something far greater: respect, awe, and the lesson that intelligence, foresight, and strategy were the greatest forces in the universe. The galaxy had changed forever. Humans had revealed themselves not as conquerors but as the ultimate problem solvers. And every species knew that the next time Earth went silent, it would not mean weakness. It would mean preparation. It would mean mastery. It would mean total control. Lyra Kess looked out at the stars one last time. The humans had won, not through war, but through intelligence. The galaxy had learned its lesson, and humanity had secured its place among the stars, respected, feared, and admired in equal measure. Earth was silent, yet it had spoken, and the galaxy would never forget.